Hi, I'm Jonas Chernick.
Hello, I'm Sean Garrity. Today we're going to talk about acting, and hopefully we're going to talk a little bit about
Directing.
What directors need to know from an actor.
The relationship between the actor and the director.
But from the director's perspective.
Right.
Yes.
But spoken from an actor.
Yeah, but the actor's going to tell us about it. So,
And the director.
You're an actor.
Yeah.
You're out there, you're trying to do a show.
Yes.
As far as an actor is concerned, what's the director's job?
What I expect from a director is that the director's going to have some idea of the arc of the character and the movement of the character from the beginning of the movie to the end. And certainly whether it's drama or the comedy, the intention of each scene as a whole. Often an actor will come in with their own ideas about that stuff, and it doesn't necessarily match up with what the director's vision is for the piece, and so that's where the collaboration comes into play. An actor can get lost if they bring their own ideas to a project that it doesn't gel with the director's. You're going to have a big mess, and the actor's performance is going to look bad. And my number one priority as an actor is to not look bad in any way. So it's basically I'm looking for that collaboration. It's an exciting relationship the actor and director have, and it's that collaboration that I look forward to in working with directors, and it's different for each project. I also, as an actor, require my director. I have to trust my director to tell me when I've got it or when I haven't got it. What I mean by that is, often you do a scene, you do a take, and I'll think it's not there. I'll feel like I need to do it again. I haven't found the essence of the scene yet, or I haven't delivered what the scene requires. And then the director says to me, "Oh, we got it. We got it." I have to trust that director that they're telling the truth. Most of the time they will, because the director doesn't want to have the scene that doesn't work. They want the scene to be there. So that's the trust. Conversely, there's been times, very infrequently, where I think I've nailed this scene, and the director says, "No, that's not quite what we need," and I trust that they'll help me get there.
What if you did a scene? You did a scene and it sucked. Like you did it and you felt, well, geez, not only did I suck, but the other actor I'm doing it with, we both sucked.
Yeah.
And the director comes up and goes, "Wow, that was great. Do we need to do that again? I think we can do that in one take."
That would absolutely destroy the trust relationship. I mean, that's inevitable. That does happen. Not every actor-director relationship is going to gel. Is going to work on that level. So yeah, that would be difficult. More so, it's directors can use different tactics to move an actor in a certain direction. A clever director will often, without using trickery, will find clever ways to guide a performance in a certain direction.
Like what?
Well, like if the emotion's not, if the actor isn't bringing in enough emotion to a scene or genuine emotion to a scene, and the director feels that the scene needs more emotion. I've had, a great director will, rather than coming over and giving a simple direction, I need more emotion, which is kind of vague and not necessary, and can often instill fear in the actor. Oh God, I have to be more emotional. The director can come in with this very specific way of looking at the situation, of providing another angle for the actor to see the drama of the scene. It suddenly sparks something.
There was that scene that Kevin Spacey talked about when we met him at the Talent Lab,
yes,
where he said that he had a scene where he was dealing with the death of a friend or someone who he'd worked with as a character.
Yeah.
And the director came over between takes and said, "We're doing another one just because of the lighting." And just they were just sort of shooting the shit, and he basically at one point said, I went to my uncle's funeral a little while ago, open casket funeral. It's a weird thing, an open casket funeral. Have you ever been to one? And Kevin Spacey was like, "Yeah, I have been to one." And that was it. That was the direction. And the next scene, Kevin Spacey was able to root that memory, the connection of that memory into his reaction.
That's exactly what I'm talking about. And that kind of exchange, Kevin Spacey, I can only imagine, grew to respect and trust the director more for the way that he managed to get Kevin Spacey to go where he needed him to go.
What would you say is the ratio of those kind of, let's call them brilliant directions to what Judith Weston refers to as a result direction, which is play it bigger, be smaller, I want you to be more quirky. What's the ratio of those kind of directions?
Well, they're few and far between. I mean, that the brilliant directions don't come along very often, unfortunately. But that's just because I think, for the most part, in this country, young filmmakers, this is a skill that you have to learn. When you and I did our first short film together, I would say even though we're very happy with the product, the majority of the directions were of the, what did you say?
Result direction.
The result direction. Whereas, cut to 6 years later when we shot your second feature, Lucid, I would say most of your directions were of the brilliant nature. So I mean, I think you learn as you go. The filmmaking industry in Canada, there's a lot of first-time filmmakers, a lot of young filmmakers, so you don't get a lot of that. It takes time to nurture that.
Now, can you remember some particularly bad direction, some particularly useless feedback you got from directors, or perhaps some director interaction that happened between you and the director on a show sometime, somewhere, where you just kind of really, something has,
Well, because I think that...
and don't say it's me.
No, it's not
just
you.
Keep me.
It's not you. Yeah. And in fact, it was a very experienced director, which was very surprising to me. This is a director who had done a lot of work in the United States and in Canada. And often you find a director will find themselves in an uncomfortable position where they're working with an actor of some celebrity. So they feel blessed to have some famous person working on their show, and that famous person or that celebrated actor will try to direct their own scenes and the other actors in their scenes. And in this particular incident, I was playing a scene with a celebrated actor, a famous guy, who didn't necessarily like the way that I was playing the scene, and wanted me to do it a certain way. And so he would pull the director aside and kind of tell the director that. And then the director would come over to me and would try to direct me the way that he thought the other actor wanted me to play the scene. And in the end, it didn't really make sense. The director, you could tell, didn't really believe in it, but he was afraid of insulting the actor who he felt he was very lucky to have on his show. And the chain reaction, it was just, the scene ended up being kind of a mess. Now, in the end, they brought me in to do ADR, to re-record the dialogue in the scene. And in that incident, it was just me and the director. The other actor wasn't there. And the director at first tried to direct me to, you need to be more aggressive in the scene, like we tried to do on set. And I explained my perspective without the sort of threatening influence of the other actor, why I didn't think that my character should play it that way. And he immediately got it. Mm-hmm. And he was like, you're absolutely right. And so rather than trying to get me to re-record dialogue over top of a performance that was already on film, that the dialogue wouldn't have the delivery of the dialogue wouldn't have matched the images, he allowed me to kind of leave it the way that it was. And in the end, the scene worked better than it would have otherwise. So that was a really awkward situation.
And yet you survived.
I survived.
You lived to tell the tale.
I got through it.
That's
yeah.
you.